Welcome back to aZign. In this video, we'll show you how to use the grouping by individual method to input data and walk through the complete allocation process. To begin with, let's log into aZign account and navigate to the aZign tab, and under data entry mode, let's log in and check for the grouping by individual. You'll now need to enter data directly into aZign. You need two fields for each experimental unit. The first one is a tag ID, which is a unique identifier, which can be numeric or alphanumeric. The second one is the weight, which is the corresponding body weight for each experimental unit. For the purpose of this exercise, I will input this data set that I have here. As you can see, there is a mixture of tag ID, numeric and alphanumeric, and I will start doing that, and we'll come back in a little bit. So I only have two more experimental units to add, and I want you just to look how easy it is. I am using the tab key just to jump from one field to another. Notice that when I jump into the weight field, aZign automatically open up a new and empty row cell. When I am in my very last data point, I need to just make sure that there is not empty cells before running aZign, because the algorithm won't recognize these empty cells. So we just need to come back here and click this trash bin, and that's it. I have all my experimental units. The next step that I need to do is configure my allocation settings, which will depend on how many groupings and how many experimental units per group I need, depending on my experimental design. In this case, I will assign to make two pens or two groupings and allocate 3 experimental units per pen. I know it says very small number, but I'm just working for a total sample population of 13. I have this option to enter to save my run with a custom name. This is for easy tracking. When we do this, all the results that can be downloaded, that file will be named after this name that I am using in this place. If we decide not to do a custom name, aZign will name that file with today's date. This is coming in handy if you are testing like different allocation settings. So you download the two files, and there's a way just to differentiate which the result from which allocation settings. So everything looks fine. I am ready to calculate and let aZign do their process. If there is a problem during the calculation, aZign will give you an error right here. It will provide you some kind of guidance where the error is. So there are two ways to check the results. The first one is on-screen result. Those screens are these two boxes that are right now here. Those represent each individual pen, and when we click there, we can have access and see the tag ID, and that was assigned to that pen. In this exercise, I only choose 2, but in the event that we defined and group in 50 pens, all 15 pens will be here. So that will be an easy way to check them without even downloading any document. The second way to download is just to click here, the downloads file, and aZign gives you 4 different files to download. The first one is a process Excel, which gives you a full breakdown of assigned units per pen. That will include weight and statistical summary. The two in the middle are the visuals. For the first one, for the original weight distribution before any outlier are removed. The second one is just the the distribution of the weight of the subset of the sample sizes used based on the allocation settings. And the very last one, it's a simplified version of the processed Excel file, which contain the same but with a different format. So let's do and click the download process Excel document. As you can see, it gets the custom name that I provided, and I just click here just to have an overview on the kind of information that aZign will give me. So you can see here, I know we are working with a very small data set, but when we are working with 400 or 500, this table will be very large. But I have here the tag ID, the weight, the pen that where the experimental unit were assigned, the mean of that pen. I also have the standard deviation, the coefficient of variance, the minimum and maximum. So I will, in the first tab, I will get all the process data containing the tag ID and the weight. And there is also the descriptive statistic tab, which will only contain the overall statistic for each individual pen. So that's it, and now you are able to repeat this process with a new data set. You could compare allocation results, different allocation results, or optimize experimental defines based on the statistic. That's it. You've just completed full allocation using the grouping by individual method in aZign. Now you have the power.